So, a logarithm is the power to which a number is raised to equal a given number. The power to which a number is raised to equal a given number. So, logarithms answer the question, what is the power, or what is the exponent? So, logs and exponents are inverses. A few days ago, we learned about inverse functions. They are inverse functions. They are the reverse of the other. They undo. So, exponential form, you have the base, the exponent, and the answer. This base 3 is also called the base of the logarithm. It's the little base, the little number down there at the bottom. That is what the base is the base. The base of the exponent is the base of the log. But logs give you the answer and ask for the exponent. Logs give you the answer and ask for the exponent. So you'd read this as log base 3 of 9 equals 0. So logs ask what exponent makes this work, makes this true. So what exponent makes a 3 turn into a 9? That's what it's saying. What exponent makes the base turn into the answer? So if they don't write a base, if a base is not written, if it just says log with no base, then it's base 10. You don't need to write the base if it's base 10. Just like if you write an x, you don't need to write the 1 in front of it, and you don't need to write the 1 as an exponent. There's certain things in math you don't need to write. A base 10 is one of those things that you don't need to write. So we're going to practice writing some of these exponents as logarithms. The base 10 is the base of the log. So it would be base 10. And then the answer, 1,000, is what goes next to it. And then equals the exponent. The exponent is what the log equals. Logs give you the exponent. So the base is the base of the exponent. So 1/3 to the exponent, 1/3 is your base of the log. The base is the base. The answer is what goes next to the log, the 9, and then equals the exponent, -2. This is saying what exponent would raise 1/3 to equal 9. This one's saying what exponent would raise 10 to equal 1,000. And then the answer is 3. And the answer here is -2. So log, the base is the base. So the base here is 5, so it's log base 5 of 125 equals the exponent, which is 3. What exponent would raise a 5 to become 125? Now, when you go the other way, when you have a log, the base is the base, 6. And remember that whatever the log equals is your exponent. And that's a true statement. 6 squared is 36. So you can actually solve these out. Sometimes you're going to get problems that you can solve out, like log base 2 of 32. This is something that you can actually do. You can do this in your head because the log is just asking 2 to what exponent is going to equal 32. You could do this in your head. So what power would you raise a 2 to get a 32? So 2 to the first, that's 2, squared will be 4, 8, 16, 32. So that would be the fifth exponent. You can solve these out, some of them, sometimes, if they are perfect powers, you can solve them out in your head. You can just think through them. Another example would be like log base 3 of 9. It's another one you could do in your head. 3 to what power equals 9? 2 squared. 3 squared is 9. Now, there are times that you cannot work these out, solve them in your head, like log base 5 of 3. So log base 5 of 3 is saying 5 to what exponent equals 3? Well, I know 5 to the first is 5, and I know 5 squared is 25. I'm not getting close to 3 at all, though. So when you cannot figure it out in your head, we're going to use your calculator. It's possible to do this in your calculator. So I know 5 to the 0 is 1. I know 5 to the first is 5. And I know that 3 is in between that. So the exponent is going to be somewhere between 0 and 1. That's useful so you know that your calculator is not lying to you. You're going to get an answer between 0 and 1. Because 5 to the 0 is 1, 5 to the first is 5. So our answer should be somewhere between 0 and 1. So on your calculator, you can type these in. I'm going to show you 2 ways to do it. One way is to use log AB. Log AB is hidden on a Casio. It's in the options. On a TI, you have to push the math button. On the left of the TI, it's over here somewhere. And then it's in calc. And then we're looking for log AB right here. It's the 4th one in, so you have to push F4, the button right below it on your calculator. So again, that's option, calc, more because it hasn't displayed yet, and then it's F4. So on a Casio, it's option, F4, then F6 to get the more options, and then F4 again. On a TI-84, you push math, and then you scroll all the way down. And then you choose log base. And then you can type in these logarithms the exact way that they look. So on my Casio that I'm using, you type in the base first. Base first. So for the problem we're trying to do, it was a base 5, because it was log base 5. And then a comma, which is right above the delete button. And then you type in the thing you're trying to take the log of, which was 3. So this is log base 5 of 3. So when you're typing it in, the comma is basically where you would read the word of, log base 5 of 3. And it gives us an answer between 0 and 1 like we expected, 0.68. I have seen calculators that you have to reverse that order, and you have to type in the thing you're taking log first and then the base last. So make sure you get the right answer. Check your calculator. I don't know how to use every single calculator. You have to figure it out a little bit. So when we typed this into our calculator, we did log AB, and then we did 5, 3. It gave us the answer of 0.6 something. 8, I'll round that up to, well, I'll write it out, 6826. 6826. It says rounded 2 decimal places, rounded to 2 would just be 0.68. So rounded to 2 decimals is 0.68. So one more time, let's do that again with log base 4 of 20. Log AB, one button. Log AB, the base was 4, and then it's asking for 20. So log base 4 of 20 is 2.16. So that means 4 to the power of about 2.16 equals 20. Makes sense because 4 squared would be 16. So it needs to go a little bit more beyond that. So it's a little bit more than 4 squared. It's 4 to the 2.16. So not all calculators have this log AB or log base. There's a way around it. If you don't have a calculator that has that, you use this thing called the change of base formula. Now, there might also just be a question which asks you to identify if they're equivalent or not, or something like that. This isn't that bad. It's really, really easy. All you need to do is you look at the base. The base. So if you're talking about the base of a building or the base of a mountain, it's at the top or the bottom? The base of a mountain or the base of the building is the bottom of the building or whatever you're talking about. So the base, B right here, B is the base, it goes to the bottom of the fraction because the base is the bottom. The base is the bottom. Base goes to the bottom. So the B goes on the bottom, and then the other number, the A, goes up top. The base goes to the bottom because that's where bases are, on the bottom. So when you are doing this, if you don't have that log base button, or if you have to rewrite it, you can rewrite it. Remember, this is the base. 3 is the base, so that goes on the bottom. So the 12 goes up top, the base goes to the bottom. The 5 goes up top, the base goes to the bottom. And you can type it into your calculator just like that. If you don't have that log base button, or if you just forget where it's at, you can type it in your calculator just like this, because the log button is right on it's one of your buttons. So you can type in log. We'll do this example that we just did a minute ago. The base, the 4 goes to the bottom. So we do 20 on top, and then we divide by log 4. We're going to get the exact same answer because it's the exact same thing. Log base 4 of 20 means log of 20 divided by log of 4. The base goes to the bottom. Now I'm going to type in this problem, which is asking 3 to what exponent equals 12? Well, we know it's got to be 2 point something, because 3 squared is 9. That's a little bit more than 9. So it's going to be 2 point something. We'll type it into our calculator, log 12 divided by log 3. You can type it in either way. It's just depending on what you want to do. If you want to go through option F4, F6, F4 to get to log AB, that's fine. Do it. If you don't, then you just do log 12 divided by log 3 if you don't want to go through all that. So 2.26. What that means is 3 to the power of about 2.2618595007. You type that out. We should get 12 as the answer. Pretty close to 12, just off by a little bit of rounding. Because it tells you what exponent would get you 12, so it's 2.26. So this is saying 2 to what power is going to get you 5? Again, it's going to be a little bit more than 2, because 2 squared is 4, 5 is a little bit more than that. So we do log 5 divided by log 2. Or you can do the log AB, the log base thing. 2.32. That means 2 to the power of 2.32 equals 5. Pretty close to 5. No rounding.